Hi, okay. Let's do a bit of a recap of this year and the plan for next year. Now I'm not going to do an absolute because I can't remember everything, but okay, I finished one motorbike early this year. That was the CX500, which I was trying to do as attractive looking build by painting the least amount on it, because it's one of those motorbikes provided by Tamiya that you can almost get away with it. A lot of the parts, which I very much like about Tamiya, are close to the final color. Okay, I worked on many motorbikes throughout the year. That small half track, the Airfix M3 half track. I rebuilt the Vampire and fixed the Tiger Moth, which were both sort of a little bit of intricate work. Interesting. The three Phantoms was sort of the main boost of the year. The builds are done, and its weapons and color scheme and stuff like that. A lot of painting, a lot of decals, a lot of final work to make it look good. A little bit of work on the P51 Mustangs, but definitely not what I intended. I have now, towards the end, done work on a number of cars. I did a few unpainted builds, of which the HS125 was definitely a highlight for me. A very, very nice build and just a very good looking and very nice plastic colors. I did that start on the bust, and I had that bit of a failure with the painting and masking, but that will get a little bit of attention. We'll see if I can actually make a reasonable looking bust. And I'm working slowly on the pilot figures for the 132nd Phantom, the 148th Phantoms, as well as those 124th standing figures. Now, I did a little bit on the 132nd Phantom, a little bit of painting, a little bit of cleaning of parts, but that'll be more something for next year. Okay, I did not do a ship this year. I did not do any 135th armor. I worked on an F1 car, but I didn't actually finish it, which was that one which I've thought about doing something with the engine. I did not do a rocket. I did not do a machine, although I was cleaning parts for that 1897 was it, steam engine, as well as the beam engine. And the beam engine is a very, very nice one as far as just, engines go. And I didn't do a locomotive. I would like to cover all of those, but we know that's not all going to happen. My personal highlights is all the work that I did on the motorbikes. Now, the motorbikes is a lot of detailed, and it's not something that you can show until the final product starts taking form. So it's a lot of work which just goes unnoticed. But what that does mean is that in 2025, I suspect more than 4 motorbikes will get finished. I'm hoping for more than 4. And the Phantoms. Okay, so what I've listed here for 2025, the GSX 750 motorbike, the RS 1000 motorbike, the CB 1300 motorbike, the V10 Centauro, the ZZR 1400, and maybe a Blackbird. So that's 6 bikes that I've mentioned, of which 4 of them are well progressed. Cars. The Porsche GT2, which will be a somewhat fast build, just a nice body work. Porsche GT1, which is probably going to be finished by the end of this year, in fact. The International Scout 2, which is well progressed, but I just need to not rush the final work and just make a nicely presented model out of that. I'm quite happy with that one. The Porsche GT3 will be probably early on in 2025, and the Porsche 935. The 132nd Matchbox car, Aston Martin Ulster, has been on my list. That's a sentimental build for ages and ages, and that I want to do a very good quality build on. And obviously it's much less work than the 124th kits and much smaller, so that is listed there. Locomotive BR52 small scale, HO scale, which is not quite half done, but it has had a lot of work on it. Somewhat boring in color scheme, in that really it has maybe 2 or 3 colors, black predominantly, a little bit of red, and possibly some highlights here and there. And then that steam engine, and I think I'd like to try and do the steam engine before I tackle the beam engine. So the steam engine again has had work, and I think will look very good. We've got the Phantoms, one of which is the blue one is finished, and the other 2 will sort of progress well in the first months of 2025. The 132nd Phantom, which is the Vietnam scheme, is obviously a whole lot more work with a lot of corrections that I need to do to it, and that'll be interesting. So we'll sort of progress that, because once the 148th Phantoms are out of the way, that's sort of quite a load off. Even the weapons just on the Phantoms is actually quite a bit of work. But I am keen to get that 132nd Phantom finished next year. The Lockheed Vega is obviously in progress. There it's just a matter of making sure that I get the wings, canopy and fuselage. That 3-part fit has to be really good before I glue that, and then I can continue, and that'll be not a big deal after that. Bit of spraying, bit of decals, and finished. I've put here the Phoenix from the movie Flight of the Phoenix, which I have actually finished, but I haven't done final assembly. So I think that'll be a nice one to actually finally have as a showpiece. The 148th Mustangs, need to progress the color schemes there. One of the Shackletons, which has had a fair bit of work, also needs to be progressed. The little Piper Cherokee, the nice clean and fresh and shiny build. I did not do a truck last year, a 124th truck, and I don't know if I'll get to one. Remember, I was cleaning some parts, dechroming at one stage. What I do want to get to pretty soon is the Matador, which is sort of just waiting for attention there. And I am getting sort of in the mood, once you've done a lot of automotive or a lot of any particular topic, a different topic grabs you again, and the little 172nd, in this case, soft skin vehicle is definitely something that I would like to, although I said I was doing that in a nice civilian scheme, which is very interesting, so it's not quite military. And then I'll do a 172nd Churchill, very quick airfix build. We've got Wheelie Yellow, which is it's a whole bunch of different modeling aspects. It's sort of tin on cardboard. It's got the lights that I want to put in. It's got the rocking body. So quite a couple of interesting things there. We've got this Marina boat, which also just needs more attention, and again is very well progressed, as well as my radio controlled Mustang wing and the radio controlled Harvard fuselage. Now this is obviously all way too much. It's probably double what I'm actually going to get done. So you are going to find that many of the items do only get partial attention or drop off, but because I have done work on quite a number of them, and some of them are faster builds. The only ones I'm not sure about is the Mustang wing, Harvard fuselage, because once I sort of get into wood mode, and that would include the Marina boat, I tend to stay in the working with wood mode for a while. So we'll see. That may happen at some stage in the year. But the BR-52, many of the cars quite fast. Phantoms slow. Lockheed Vega will be fast. Mustangs will be slow. Those color schemes with the large number of decals that I want to put on. The 1/72nd Matador is not complicated, but I'm treating it a little bit the same as the motorbike builds, where trying to give detail to each part so that it looks very nice in the end, rather than just a military style build, gluing everything together and painting. So, and of course I lost a number of months this year due to the maths work that I was doing, which I won't be losing in 2025. I did put this one here on the table. I might try and get to a 135th armor piece as well, which I commonly do every year. I do a couple. This is a little bit something different, but I'm not necessarily interested in doing it in true historic presentation. This has got a little bit of a futuristic look about it, and I'm thinking that if you do something interesting there with the back, and get rid of that gun part, this could be an interesting sci-fi build as well. Still pondering that. This is AFV Club, which I have built one maybe before. I think the quality is okay. But we'll see which thing, because I have got a number of other kit bash projects. In fact, I might actually write up one of them, which was the Chinook body, the 1/72nd Chinook body, and then putting tracks onto that so that it becomes a land vehicle. And the other one is the boxcar, which is the body that came from the Phoenix build. So the Phoenix doesn't use the actual aircraft's body. And that was either going to go on floats. I think floats was the last thinking. Not also on rails and not on wheels. Yes, I think it was making a sort of an interesting marine sort of runabout thing. Which sort of, both of them involve fitting random bits on until you've got a good looking thing. So I've had sort of leftover 135th armor stuff, which I've assigned various parts to here and there, and I can't remember what floats I used for that thing. I'll dig them out and have a look at that again. So obviously, what's this? 6, 10, 20, 30. I mean, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to do 30 builds, even with the ones that are somewhat completed. So let's see if I can make 20, because a number of them are progressed. So that's sort of the plan for 2025. What I think I did quite nicely in 2024 was a number of the spraying jobs that came out pretty well. I had the odd failure here and there, but in general I think all of that went well. The construction in general was good, though here and there where I did quick builds, I was going a little bit too quickly and just wanted to sort of, skip out on some of the finer parts of ensuring that you don't get seam lines or misalignment of the pieces a little bit too high and low, forcing you to have to use filler. and so on. I guess that Blue Phantom would be the top build of 2024. Very, very nice looking. The little half track is nice, but the motorbikes I think are set to be the highlights of 2025, and probably some of those Porsches. The cars do look good, even though the amount of work from motorbike to car is just astoundingly different. 10 times more work on the motorbikes, but the car bodies tend to sort of gain more attention. So that is the plan for 2025. Okay, add your comment, add your plans for 2025, and we see you in the next video. Cheers.